Welcome back to the USA Dog Behavior Podcast. I'm Scott Schaefer, a certified dog behaviorist specializing in all types of canine behavior issues. In today's episode, the one behavior change every dog owner should notice. I get this question a lot in my work as a dog behaviorist. Scott, what's the number one thing I should be watching for in my dog's behavior? It's a great question, and I'm always appreciative when people ask me that. Some people, I think, expect me to say things like, well, you want to look for deficiencies in training, for example. Others think I'll say exercise or socialization. And while those things are all important, of course, the single most important thing to watch for is change. Here's why. Dogs are creatures of habit. Oh, are they ever? They really enjoy their routines. Dogs love predictable daily routines, just like another animal that we all know and love very well. Humans really like predictable routines too, and dogs are no different. Dogs eat, sleep, and interact with us in very predictable ways. When something shifts, that's almost always something you need to pay attention to. Here are some common examples. A social dog that suddenly avoids interaction. A playful pup that leaves toys untouched. A calm, steady companion dog who starts pacing or whining at night. A long-term dog who suddenly starts resting and sleeping in remote parts of the house. And by long-term dog, I mean one that you've owned for an extended period. One thing I've found is that when dogs start to do these unusual behaviors for them, that owners tend to anthropomorphize these behaviors. In other words, they ascribe human reasons for these behaviors. A recent example, a really sweet lady that I know at church, her dog was getting older and was starting to hide kind of in other parts of the house, not near her as it usually did. And so her explanation was, the dog knows it's going to die, so it's going away to die on its own. Well, that sounds maybe a little funny now. It's not funny to her. And I explained to her after some investigation what was really happening. The dog was in pain, and it didn't want to be touched or moved around, so it was hiding to avoid physical pain. So that's just one example of how dog owners a lot of times will incorrectly anthropomorphize the reasons for these behavior changes. And these behavior changes aren't random quirks. They're your dog's way of saying something's not normal, something has changed. Now, here's the tricky part. Changes are often subtle. They creep in gradually. Your dog hesitates before getting in the car when they didn't used to. They greet you with less enthusiasm at the door. They bark a little longer at night than they used to. If you're not tuned in or paying attention, you can miss those small signals, which can be very important. But when you know what normal looks like for your dog, you'll spot not normal quickly, and that makes all the difference. The most important part of noticing changes in your dog's behavior is that you, the dog owner, are going to be the first to notice these changes. You know your dog. Okay, I'm standing on my podium now saying this. I'm standing on the rooftop. You know your dog better than anybody. I say this to clients all the time when they notice subtle things and tend to dismiss them. No, you know your dog better than anybody. Pay attention to that. Don't rely on your dog trainer, your dog groomer, or your vet to notice these changes. You know your dog better than anybody. You'll see these changes first. Don't ignore them. So what do you do when you see a change? First, don't overreact, of course. Just observe. Ask yourself, when did I first notice this? Does it happen at certain times or in certain situations? Really important to know. Is it getting better, worse, or staying about the same? Be honest with yourself. Is it getting better, worse, or staying the same? We all want it to get better, but if it's not, note that. Then make notes. Seriously, grab a notebook or use your phone, because I can tell you as a dog behaviorist, When an owner walks into a consult with notes about changes they've seen, it speeds things up tremendously and makes my job a lot better, and I can be a lot more focused and accurate. That way we don't have to guess. We can look for patterns right away. I've had cases where an owner noticed what seemed like a small change and didn't know if it was significant. Let me tell you about a couple cases in addition to that first one I told you about, the lady who is anthropomorphizing. I had another recent case, for example, where their dog didn't want to jump on the couch anymore. The owner couldn't figure it out. The dog loved getting on the couch. It turned out that the dog was fearful of the new slippery wood floors in the house that had just put in, and it made it too scary to jump on and jump off the couch. We addressed this problem with physical and behavioral exercises. Another client, as an example, one of my clients noticed their small and very calm dog, just kind of great little pet around the house, small, calm, was suddenly barking at night and wouldn't go into the backyard anymore. I mean, this happened like a light switch. Boy, that's another thing. Boy, when it comes on very suddenly, you know something has changed, and we need to look. So it wouldn't go in the backyard at all after years of doing this with no problem. Calm dog. Now it's barking. It's not wanting to go in the backyard. Upon further investigation, we discovered, this is sort of funny, probably not that funny to the dog, we discovered there was a trigger for this new behavior. A large eagle, they lived kind of in a remote area, a large eagle was roaming their neighborhood at night, and this little dog was afraid to go out. Smart dog. We addressed this by simply managing when the dog went out and came back in and doing some exercises that reduced the dog's newfound fear of the backyard in general. These early observations really mattered. I think we can see it in the last two examples. So remember this. The one behavior change every dog owner should notice is just that, change. Every change tells a story, doesn't it? Some are small, some are big, some are serious, but all are worth paying attention to. And here's the good news. The earlier you notice, the better your chances of helping your dog quickly and giving them the safe and happy life they deserve. That's today's tip. Thanks for listening. And if you've got a few extra minutes today, just sit with your dog, watch how they move, how they rest, how they react to the world. That quiet attention now and going forward might help you spot a change later that makes all the difference. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy quick insights into dog behavior, don't forget to subscribe for more bite-sized episodes and leave a review if you find these episodes helpful. You can find us at usadogbehavior.com or follow us on Facebook by simply searching for USA Dog Behavior. See you next time. Now go love your dog.